Peace, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of Single Dad Experience. Y'all know who this is. This your boy O. And in this video, this is my second year with my kids. And let me tell you, this is when shit starts to get heavy. Because now I'm learning how to do my scheduling like I do now. So my little man, he's in daycare. My daughter is leaving out of daycare and she's going to the kindergarten. Now, let me explain to y'all. This is by far the funniest moments I've been having with my babies, because learning their personalities, learning what they like to eat, what they don't like to eat. Like, my sister wasn't like a picky eater, but my daughter is a picky eater. So she don't like to eat everything. So if I make something for my son, I gotta make something different for my daughter. But if I make something that I know my daughter will eat a little bit of, I'll know I make it for me, my son, and my daughter. Like, it's been a lot of times I had to make something different for my daughter than for my son. But this is the whole process of learning on the fly when you have no manual, it's no book, it's no nothing to really tell nobody how to be a parent. And to be quite honest with you, it never will be, because everybody has a different parenting skill. Every child is different from each other. Like, we might all have similar traits of something that might remind us of our babies, but they different from us. They not exactly us. So once you learn that, you'll become a better parent for yourself. And the small thing is, you might pay attention to what your child do, but your child pay just as much attention as the stuff that you do. And let me tell you, I don't fault nobody for nothing that they do, because I made my mistakes during my run. But like, I'm in the remote control cars, so my daughter, she helped me build some of the remote control cars that I have. I'll throw those in some of the videos and some of my later videos about talking about my hobbies and stuff. But right now, my daughter, she's girly, but she's tomboyish. Oh yeah. Girly, but tomboyish. Like, I can remember the first time I ever got my daughter fingernails painted. I want to say maybe 30, 40 to an hour later, I'm seeing her biting fucking fingernail polish off her fucking fingers. Like, Bean, what the fuck did you... I just spent $30 on this shit. Girl, what the fuck is your problem? But that was just her. She wanted to get the stuff done, but as far as keeping it on her fingers, nah. Now my little man's was a whole nother. That's the only way I can describe it. My son, he's funny because he makes you laugh off the stuff that he do and say. So if my son is like me, if it's something that he think is funny in his mind, he's gonna laugh out loud, regardless of the consequences. So let me tell y'all this. One day, I was getting on my daughter. Boom, boom. She was, she did something. So I'm on her. So I said something I wasn't trying to embarrass her, but I'm like, you gonna make me whoop your ass until you pee on yourself with your old pissy ass. And my son was there. Like, my son was getting in trouble too, but I started with my daughter. So, get your ass on the wall. My son started laughing after I said that. And it was funny, but it wasn't meant to be funny. But I know why he laughed, because she told my son, my daughter told my son, like, something about poop or something. Like, she was fucking bothering him about something. Like, all little boys got shit stains. So I think she was talking about his poop stains in his drawers. So I'm like, well, shit, you piss on yourself. Like, we all, every kid at stages in their life have the funniest shit. So I gets on her because she kept bothering him, bullying him like she always do. And I shut that shit down. Well, when I said to her, don't make me whoop your ass till you pee on yourself with your pissy ass, my son laughed. I kind of laughed too. But we wasn't laughing at, I laughed because he laughed. But he laughed because what I said. But he wasn't laughing like, ha ha ha, he just snickered. Then that really pissed me off. Cause I'm like, okay, you stand your ass on the wall. Little boy, what the fuck you doing shitting all over the place on yourself? Like, don't you know how to wipe your ass? Like, I'm on him. Man. After all the smoke and the dust settled down, I sat here, rolled me up a blunt, smoked, and I laughed to myself. I said, wow. If my babies aren't learning, teaching me something about myself, yet I'm teaching them, like, you gotta have integrity, you know, respect for each other's space. Who cares? Like, shit, I was a little boy before who had shit stains. You know, my sister pissed on herself. You know, we all did that shit when we was young. So, doing all of this, it's just crazy how when you really look at your babies at every stage and age of their life, you really take appreciation to everything that you put in with them. All the hard work, all the getting mad, the whole learning everything you have to learn. Like, both of my kids got locks. I used to have to do my daughter locks, and then right after that I had to do my son locks. So it took me like 5 or 6 hours to do my daughter. Then it took me the same amount, if not maybe a little less, but almost 5 or 6 hours to do my son hair. Now, I used to do half of his hair and then do the other half when I get off of work. And this is the whole process I had to learn, was I can't do my daughter hair and my son hair in one day. Not unless I got a day off, because that's not happening. Nah, not at all. So I had to learn that one process. Then on top of learning what they like to eat, what they don't like to eat, and the whole process with that, then I had to learn what time to put them to bed, what time, you know, what time should I make them something to eat, and then put them to bed. Cause see, they used to go to bed like 7:30, 8 o'clock, cause I had to get up so early in the morning to go to work. That took me 2 years. It took me the first 2 years. That's why I'm telling y'all, these first 2 years was my learning years. I mean, it was learning everything. And not just learning everything about them, but it was learning so much about myself. So I had to learn, get out that stage of being a procrastinator. And if y'all don't know what procrastination is, that's just being straight up lazy. I had to get out that lazy mode because I had them. I didn't have a mom to rely on no more. Like, I didn't have nobody to rely on. And at this point in my life, I was living with my brothers. So, you know, when you living with people with 2 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment and it's already another person living there, boy, I mean, I was stressed the fuck out. Like, no other. But I had to find my channels of how to de-stress myself. So what I started doing was I started going on walks with my kids. You know, we used to go like walk a few blocks, come back, tire them out, make them something to eat, wash their ass, put them to bed. That was my pattern. That was my pattern. And we still stick to this pattern even to this day. Go for a walk now. They a little older, so they don't go to bed at 7:30, and I don't get up to go to work no more like 2 in the morning. Now I just got me a regular, I guess a 6 to 2 job or some shit, whatever. But it still pay the bills, but I don't have to get up and have my kids already settled. Now they know what to do. We get up, they get dressed, brush their teeth, you know what I'm saying? Do they wash their face? We'll go for a walk. They know how to wash their own butt. Now, I can't say for everybody, but I know for me, right now, my kids is 9 and 8. My daughter just started washing her own self up. I want to say maybe 3-4 months ago. And it wasn't because she didn't